Aaron had to tell her that he was leaving, so they agreed that they was gonna leave together and everything. Cause I was like, I know doggone well these writers not finna take it there again where Aaron was leaving Karen or whatever, because that's what a lot of people were speculating. I said, now I know. Now we have seen, if you've been watching a long time, they have done stuff like that where they had these folks get together and stuff like that. Karen said she oversat, then they seem no, it'd be a repeat. Somebody even said how it's gonna turn out that the baby that died actually wasn't Zach's baby. I said, please, no. I said, what was the reason? What was the reason? But yeah, Karen is leaving sooner than expected. Andy's mom is sick. They didn't say, why she was sick. Excuse me. They didn't say why she was sick, did they? Karen agrees to give Danny and them the salon. Mr. Keys encouraged Rich to take accountability. Andy and Danny still at it. And the last thing is that Andy confronted Dr. Vaughn. Excuse me. But hey, y'all. Welcome back to another review of Life with Chester for Tyler Perry Sistas, Season 9, Episode 20. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. What y'all think? We getting closer to the season finale, y'all. We getting closer. I said the way they acted, I said maybe next season is going to be the last season. Maybe next season is going to be the last season, y'all. I don't know. I want to know, though. I want to know with Karen leaving the show, does that mean that her character is fully leaving the show, or are they going to show them actually in Seattle? That's what I want to know. That's definitely what I want to know. But yeah, let's talk about it. What did I think of the episode? What was the highlight of the episode? Let me think. Nothing too much happened. I think just seeing the girls be welcoming to Fatima. Well, I ain't gonna say the girls because they been supportive and stuff like that and welcoming to her. It's really been Karen. So I said just a moment between Karen and Fatima. That's probably the only thing, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I like seeing Zach and his daddy. No, so far he's not his daddy, y'all. So far he's not his daddy, but I feel like he either know what happened, he feel guilty about something. It's something he's not saying. It's something he's not saying. I feel like either that's gonna be a part of the season finale or they're gonna explore it on next season. I think those are the two things that really stood out to me: the Karen and Fatima, as well as Zach and Mr. Keys and Rich. They sing. But yeah, okay, so on tonight's new episode, gonna start with Danny and Pam. She's just working on her hair. Danny ends up revealing that she doesn't want to go to the event because so much was going on. Now look, am I the only one that thought that man did something to Sabrina and them drink? He told, who was that he gave that drink to? Was it Danny? Where he reached the drink to her, said, you can have my drink or whatever. He's like, oh, another one don't join? And I was like, did he do something to Sabrina drink? Because I feel like she was the only one that really was, messed up. But it looked like her and Andy messed up on next week's episode. I don't know. I thought for sure. When she got up or whatever, I was like, something ain't right. I said, y'all ain't even thought not to drink nobody drink. Not to drink nobody drink. Well, the same thing. Because he did give Danny his drink. But yeah, I thought for sure. I was like, he done did something to that drink. He done did something. But yeah, I want to know if he's going to be on next week's episode or what. But yeah, they're going to be acting crazy on next week's episode. Hold on. But yeah, Danny doesn't want to go to the event. They were trying to convince her to go. She was like, no, she's just going to go home. She did end up going home, but that's when Karen ends up revealing that her and Aaron leaving tomorrow. So that's when she decided to show up. But yeah, Aaron tells Karen that he has something to tell her because she noticed the bags. And I said, look, because I have been reading everybody comments all weekend long where they were saying that Aaron going to change his mind and call off the engagement. It's going to turn out that that's not Aaron's baby and he knew about it and he was working with the doctor to switch the results. And I was like, people be coming up with all type of theories. But y'all ain't far off because remember that scene before we even found out that she was having twins? When she was at the hospital and he said something about the doctor was his friend or something like that, and they wanted to know how he knew that he was the daddy or something like that, and he was like, cause the doctor had told him or whatever. The doctor had told, remember that? I might be saying it wrong, but I'm sure somebody know or remember what he said. So that's why I was like, okay, it's not far off. But yeah, I was hoping that they didn't take it there, because I was like, okay, please let this whole chapter with her and Zach be over with. We done seen too much now. We on season 9. We at the end of season 9 anyways. But yeah. But if you haven't seen the episode, that's what it was. It wasn't nothing too bad. It wasn't nothing bad. I about to say too bad. It wasn't nothing bad. It's just that they had to leave. They had to go on leave sooner than later. Because I think they said originally it was going to be in a week or 2 weeks or something like that. But yeah, Andy mom was still questioning Andy about her love life and having kids and stuff like that. She had a drink in her hand. I think it's a tea or something like that. Next thing you know, It's like she got dizzy or something, and the drink fell on the floor. Andy rushed over to help her. Um, she tried to ask her what's going on, but she wouldn't be honest. She didn't actually tell her. If I'm not mistaken, she didn't tell her. She just was like, the doctor said gave her some medicine for it or something about she didn't take her medicine. And I think she said that her sister was on the way. And I think Andy got verification that her sister actually did pick her up. So I was like, yeah, it's something about her. I don't know if she dying or what, but yeah, Andy's mom is sick. But yeah, she said she forgot to take her meds. Pam calls Maurice. He's held, and that's when she, excuse me, hold on. Pam had called Maurice. We basically talked about this part. Pam had called Maurice, and they were just trying to convince Danny to go. And she doesn't want to. She didn't want to go or whatever. And like I said, Karen told her and the girls on the phone that she was leaving tomorrow, and that's when she decided to show up. Sabrina made it first, and that's when she ends up questioning Dylan, asking him about his intentions in regards to Maurice. We talked about Aaron leaving early. Fatima ends up telling Zach how she wants to have a cookout. He ends up agreeing, so I want to know if they're going to invite Mr. Keys, and that's when the truth or whatever he hiding comes out. Because even if he ain't his daddy, he knows something. He knows something. What else? Let's see. Oh, excuse me. I think Sabrina was talking to Maurice about Fatima, and Sabrina was saying how Fatima's starting to become one of the girls. I said, at this point, she ain't one of the girls. She don't need to be one of the girls. if she ain't one of the girls now, she don't need to be one of the girls. But yeah, that's when Fatima showed up. Where everybody started arriving. And stuff like that, and they was just celebrating. Karen arrives, and that's when she called Danny on FaceTime, and she ends up telling everybody that her and Aaron leaving tomorrow, and they was shocked. They showed Rich, Zach, and then Mr. Keys showed up. He's upset because his efforts not being rewarded in regards to Sabrina. And I was like, I don't fully blame him. Like, I don't 100% blame him. Like, a lot of people saying that they don't want her back with Rich because he this and he that. But these women ain't too much better. They ain't too much. They ain't no... I don't see it. I don't understand why people... They lack accountability. Whoever that was, who was that? Somebody had said that the ladies lack accountability. This episode, we seen Mr. Keys saying how Rich needs to take accountability for his actions and stuff like that. How more men need to start taking accountability for their actions. And I was like, well, women do too. Definitely in this case, because they definitely be wilding out here. They definitely do. And in this case, Sabrina was the one who ended things. Now, I wouldn't say just go jump up and sleep with somebody. And I would think that you had something going on with her the whole time, with Penelope the whole time. Speaking of Penelope, why at the end of the episode, she just walked out. When Andy was talking about Jordan and saying F Jordan and stuff like that, and they pointed towards the camera went towards the bath, I said, here come Penelope. And here she came. I said, now, Andy, use what Fatima taught you on this girl. Because she don't... What she hit? Did she punch her or slap her or something like that? I said, yeah, this your payback. Go on, handle her right now. Right here, right now. Go on, handle her. Because she been asking for it. She been talking to you crazy. Blaming you for everything Gary did and stuff like that. And I was like, no, it's about that time. Go on, handle her, girl. Go on, get your lick back. Matter of fact, if y'all don't get into it or anything like that, go on, head backhand or something. But look like, I don't know if they got put out or what. But I think Maurice is inviting them to come to the, what do you call it? The Pride Bar or something like that? I don't know if that's the right term or what he said. But yeah, and that's when they're going to be wild and they're going to be dancing and stuff. Sabrina and Andy, and it look like they on that stuff. Oh, no. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Andy and Danny, everybody just celebrating happy and stuff like that. And before they got ready to go, Andy and Danny just started arguing and stuff. So with what they seen, Karen and Fatima and them was encouraging them to fix things, to work things out. And I said, hopefully so. And hopefully they figure out what that dude doing, Officer Green. Hopefully they figure it out. Then I'm confused about Dr. Vaughn. Is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? He was making it seem like it wasn't what it looked like. It's not what it looked like. So I was like, is he a good guy or a bad guy? I don't know. But he kept calling Andy. He wanted to know why she was avoiding him. Might as well get that out the way. He wanted to know why she was avoiding him. So he was like, he outside. And she wanted to know if he was stalking her. And he was like, no, you posted about it. And she wanted to know what he want. He wanted to know why she was avoiding him. That's when she was like, I know what you did. The fact that you lied and to help Dr. Cruz. Excuse me. The fact that you lied to help Dr. Cruz or whatever. And he basically trying to make it seem like it's not what it looked like and trying to explain the thing. What else did he tell her? What did he tell her before she left? What did he tell her before she left? Let me see. He was saying how he couldn't explain things. He ends up telling her that she making a mistake before she walked away from him. And she was upset in the bathroom hitting stuff. Excuse me. She was upset in the bathroom and stuff. That's when I told you I be paying attention, but I don't be paying attention. I want to say it was Sabrina in the bathroom with her, and she was saying how she think that Jordan was a good guy or something. And that's when Andy started saying F Jordan. And next thing you know, Penelope came out the bathroom asking her what she said about her brother. And I said, but hit her. Hit her. Get your lick back. Get your lick back, because she definitely slapped the taste out your mouth. And you just stood there and act like you was going to do this and do that. I said, it's about time to get your lick back, because who she thinks she is? Who she thinks she is? But yeah, what else? Let's see. Let's backtrack. We talked about Rich a little bit, but we're going to have to backtrack, I think. We talked about Andy and Danny arguing. Dr. Vaughn calling Andy. Oh, Danny ends up calling her card. Well, first of all, she said her card declined. And she called, and her entire settlement check was gone. She was saying how she think Tony did it. She was ready to call the police on him and everything. I said, well, I guess they over it, or they should be. That's if you pulling a Karen. You pulling a Karen. Yeah. And then Serena was like, did you forget that we moved your money to a savings account? And she's like, oh, you saved somebody today. And I was like, I said, well, I don't think her and Tony gonna work out. I might be wrong, but I don't think they gonna work out. Karen tells Andy she proud of her. Ends up telling her how she needs to fix things with Danny. Fatima tells Danny to talk to Andy. Rich tells Mr. Keys what's wrong in regards to Sabrina, the short version. Mr. Keys tells him to show her how he feels instead of just telling her. So we'll see. Now, this is what I thought. When they was having that conversation, then they went back to Sabrina and them. The man had came up. I forgot that part. I talked about it a little bit at the beginning. But the older man, he had his eyes on Sabrina, and that's when Maurice was just encouraging her. I said, don't you go over here and mess with this man now. I said, pick one and be done with it. So he went over there, and he offered to buy them a drink. And Sabrina, she wasn't really saying anything, but y'all know Maurice now. They end up agreeing. And I was like, I wouldn't drink that. I said, don't drink it. It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't drink it. So what did he say? What did he say? It was something he said. I don't know. It was something he said that made me think, okay, what is he up to? Besides the fact that he gave Danny his drink. I think it was when Sabrina tried to get up. And you could tell, like, something, I don't know if she was drunk, because how she get drunk that fast? I mean, some people can't handle their liquor and stuff. But yeah, she got up and she was like she about to fall or something. I said, he got her. I said, that dude gonna try to get her. He gonna try to get her or something, and Rich gonna come to save her. Look, thought it was a storyline that fast. I said, he gonna try to save her. No. He over here trying to put the moves on her. Next thing you know, his teeth fell out. His dentures fell out or whatever. And Maurice and Pam just laughing. And Sabrina still looked like, something had been done. Like some type of drink. If he hadn't poisoned her, it was some type of drink to make her act how she was acting. Or whatever. But I don't think Andy wasn't over there when the man was buying drinks, was she? Because she's supposed to be acting the same way that Sabrina's supposed to be acting on next week's episode. I think that was Danny and Sabrina. But yeah, hold on. What else? Let's see. Where do we stop at? I think Rich now, Vaughn wants to know why Andy's avoiding him. We talked about that part. Karen wants Danny to make things right with Andy. Oh, Danny had came in at the end of the episode in the bathroom too. I said, don't jump her, y'all. Don't jump her. Don't jump her. But yeah, I thought that man had put something in Sabrina's drink. That's what I wrote down. Danny now talked to Karen about the idea about turning the salon into a spa and a hookah lounge and everything. She ends up agreeing. She agrees, so that's going to be interesting to see next season, because that's what I'm assuming they're going to actually do it next season. But yeah, she agrees. And the last scene was Andy and them in the bathroom, and she was saying, basically, just talking about men and saying F Jordan, and that's when Penelope came out of nowhere. I said, now I've been looking for you, good. I know you was on the episode, I think the first episode where Sabrina was talking to Rich, and you came out there and everything, and then you was on the episode where you came to her job, but I think that was it, right? Am I the only one? But that's the end of the review, y'all. But I say, am I the only one that don't like when they don't finish storylines, or when they'll have a certain character on there, then next thing you know, they just disappear? Now I understand, like, sometimes people, it don't work out behind the scenes, and they got to get you up out of there. They got to get you up out of there. But explain it or something. Then I brought Robin back. He gone. Jordan, I don't even think he been on none this season. He ain't been on. Who else they haven't shown? Tony be on there sometimes. But apparently I feel like him and Danny over with. I might be wrong, but we'll see. I still gotta do House of Pain too. But yeah, that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces.